everybody, this is Jim the Tabletop Engineer, and welcome to a new video. In this video, I am going to be doing an unboxing of a new skirmish war game that I didn't discover it. A friend put me onto it, and I watched some playthrough videos. I ordered the rule book, the PDF, read it. I was like, yes, I want to play this game. So here's the thing. I do play a lot of solo skirmish war games, and most of them follow, they may have different mechanics for combat and things like that, but most of them follow a pretty simple format. Defeat the enemy, grab loot, and win the game, or get off the board and win the game. It's rare for me to find a skirmish war game that has a different goal or objective if you're playing solo. One of the games, and I'll mention this one, that I really enjoy playing, and I don't play it enough, and I need to, is called Don't Look Back from Black Site Studios. It's a horror site. It's kind of like the old 80s horror movies. You know, there's a killer hunting the teenagers in the woods, that kind of thing. It has combat mechanics, but it has just enough different stuff going on that it's interesting. Now, this new game has combat, it has movement mechanics and things like that, but it has a different way of winning the game. In this game, it's called Guards of Traitor's Toll, and here is the base box. I just got it in. It comes with 24 city folk miniatures, 12 city guards, and you will run 6 guards, so this can be played with 2 players. It comes with 108 cards, 8 custom dice, 108 counters, and the 112-page rulebook, and plain bases to glue the miniatures on. Here's the painted miniatures. The ones that come in the box are unpainted. Like I said, I read the rulebook, was totally blown away, wanted it, bought it, but I also bought the first expansion called Busy Streets. It comes with 12 additional city folk, 12 new city guard, 90 gaming cards, 8 custom dice, 54 counters, and plain bases. So it basically expands the game. It gives you extra dice so both players don't have to share dice, and it comes with a lot more townsfolk. So why does it come with so many townsfolk and so few city guards? Well, you're playing the city guards. The townsfolk miniatures are scattered around the play area, and the townsfolk are just going about their business. It's during the game that certain events are triggered where certain townsfolk will all of a sudden be turned into criminals. They might be thieves who just stole something and they're trying to run away, or it could be an arsonist, or an evil mage. It doesn't matter. The cards will tell you who the villain is, how they can be beat, what their movement and their stats are, and things like that. It's a very, very interesting game. Again, I haven't played it yet, but I know I'm going to like it because I've watched enough playthrough videos to go, yes, I want to play this game. So what I'm going to do in just a second is I'm going to point the camera down, and we're going to do an unboxing of these 2 sets. And then I got to get going with gluing the miniatures together and painting them. And I want to do this somewhat quickly because I really am excited to play this game. So let me get the camera pointed down, and we'll see what's in these boxes. All right, let's take a look first at the basic box. Again, the game is called Guards of Traitor's Toll. Traitor's Toll is the nickname of a city that sits between 2 kingdoms that trade with one another, and all that trade and transport of goods goes through Traitor's Toll. It's a town that is all about making money, so there's a lot of crime. All right, ooh, this thing is packed nice and tight here. All right, so I can obviously tell we've got some miniatures. Now, when you order online, like I did, they send you this bonus miniature called the Drunken Dwarf. So I've got him, and let's pull these out. Ugh. Okay, lots of miniatures, lots of bases. I won't be using these bases. I ordered some clear ones so that all of a sudden I've taken to clear bases. I don't know why. A friend of mine, Mac, uses them, and I just like the way when you move them around, the clear base shows the terrain beneath, and it, because I play a lot of games where my miniatures might be on a snowy base, but they're on a desert play area. So I'm gonna try these with clear. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sprues. It looks like each sprue comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 bodies? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. 6 bodies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it looks like 6 bodies. So 6 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be 36, and that should add up to 36 miniatures. Yep. So the guards and the townsfolk are different. The townsfolk look like townsfolk, and the guards have weapons and armor and things like that. All right, so this game does use counters. These are put in a bag or a cup where you draw them out, and the rules will tell you, how many of each to put in. But for instance, these right here, if you pull one of these, you get to activate one of your guards. If you pull one of these, the suspect takes an action. And I assume these are fire. These are the coins that you collect as payment. And that's how you win the game, trying to get the most coins by making arrests of the suspects that are fleeing. All right, so it looks like there's 2 of these. Yep, 2. So lots of tokens. Here's the rule book, and I have this on PDF. Now, I could be wrong. I'd have to go back. I'm pretty sure I had to pay for the PDF. This is not one of those games where if you buy the core set and get the print, you get the PDF as well. The PDF did cost me extra. But again, is it a big deal? Well, to some people it might be. I really like having a PDF rule book. So like when I travel or when I'm going out somewhere where I know I'm going to be waiting, I read a lot of rule books, especially for new games I'm going to play. I read them on my iPad rather than take the manual and risk losing it. I guess I could lose my iPad, which would be worse. But yeah, so this is a good, I've already read through the entire rule book on my iPad, and it's really interesting. There's a lot of stuff going on, but not an overly complicated rule set. And is that it? Yep. All right, so in here, you've got a nice little carrying case where I can punch out the tokens. Here's your dice. Now, this game does use custom dice. These dice are not numbered. They have 1 sword, 2 swords, 3 swords. These not only represent success, but in the game, they are used to point directions, like the sword directions. There's a foot and another foot, is that it? And then there's a crown. And this corresponds to doing a special ability if you roll it, or the chance to use a special ability if you have the money or the... And if you roll that for a townsfolk or a villain, it usually gives them some sort of special ability as well. And then the D6, I know there's just a standard D6. These dice have like a coating on them. It's weird. It's like I don't know how to describe it. They're not sticky. They're just sort of, I guess that's part of the printing process. I may need to get a towel and clean them. They're a little, it's almost like not an oil, but some sort of residue on them. Let's put him in here so I don't lose him. Now the cards, as I mentioned, the cards, there are different types. There's cards that represent your guards and they give your stats. There are cards that represent, let me get all through the guards here. There are cards that represent upgrades, like these, that you can upgrade your group. There are ones that represent different personality traits or something, like thug, clumsy. Here's some interesting cards. These two, when you are rolling for which, let's say you reveal a villain. There's 24 civilians on the board if you painted them all and put them on there. When you roll for the villain, you will use this card, and you will use the D6 twice. You use it once for the row and once for the column. So, for instance, let's roll for the type of identity: arcane, expensive, consume, weaponry, tools, perform. I don't know what that means. That's not right. Maybe it is. So I rolled a 1. So we're in the arcane. And then I roll a 6, which says any wizard, scholar, or cleric. So you just look on the board and you find one that matches. Like, for instance, this one says wand. So you would look for a mini that has a wand. If you're down here under tools and you roll a 3, it says rope or chain. You would look for a miniature that is holding a rope or a chain. And believe it or not, all of these are represented in these miniatures. The game's designer has made sure that these represent miniatures that actually exist. Like this one is holding fish. This one's holding a cup. This one could be holding a bottle. So it's kind of cool that it does that. You never know who the villain's going to be. And then finally, these are I believe these are what you call the event cards. When you get them, I could be wrong. The advance cards are what you play to advance your guards. They're like upgrades. And there's secret cards. Oh yeah, the secret cards are the ones that you don't read them until told to. And there's 42 of them. The game is a campaign game. You can play it as a campaign, and there's like there's all these secrets that can be revealed during the game. And then these are the plot cards. These are what you would flip to. It says Wizard's Duel. Identify 2 wizards. So you'll find 2 wizards. Move which is ever closest to the board's edge so they're 8 inches away from each other. So 2 wizards are going to move together, and they're going to have a fight. Your job is to arrest both wizards. They're having a fight in town. You can't do that. And if you win, it looks like you get a gold coin for each wizard arrested, and you get an upgrade to whoever makes the arrest. In a lot of the cards, you have these flame symbols, and this is called unrest. And unrest in the city happens with different things. Like you could accidentally knock down a civilian chasing a villain. You could shoot or hurt a civilian. If you cause bloodshed, that can do it. If you hurt another opponent's guard, it can cause unrest. Unrest builds up, and it affects the power and things that happen during the game, the difficulty of the game. There are ways to remove unrest, but a lot of times when you get it, it's there. So there's your cards, and I don't think these were in any particular order, so I'm going to put them back in here. And that is the core game's contents, and I'm never going to fit it back in here, I'm sure. Put that in, put this in, and probably never going to, well, these will go in, but not, I don't know how they do it. Come on. Can I get it? Yeah, I guess it's kind of tricky, but I don't want to ruin anything. There we go. Got them in. And I'm not going to worry about getting the bases back in because I'm not planning on using them. All right, let's take a look at this. Now, what I know about Busy Streets is that it just adds more cards, more plots and secrets, more figures. You can do up to 4 players when you buy this. Now, in this game, you can play cooperatively or you can play competitively, but you're not supposed to hurt the other player's guards. You're just trying to get and arrest villains before your opponent gets to them. You can actually steal, there's a randomness to where the villains are going to run. They can be sort of herded by making certain movements. They can be herded in a direction. And so there's a little bit of strategy here in trying to get the villains to come towards your guard so you can make the arrest. You can sabotage your opponent by moving miniatures in such a way that it cuts off an escape route for a villain and forces them to go a different direction. Again, when you read the rule book, there's a lot going on that you can do in this game. All right, so we have more miniatures. I'm going to leave those in. I'm not going to pull those out. We got a duplicate set of tokens, but the main thing is we have more cards and an extra set of dice, and I don't believe this comes with any rule book. No. So it comes with additional cards and additional dice. So, and I think you can buy the dice extra on the website. So if you wanted to have a set of dice for all the 4 players, you could. In this case, if you have 2 players, you've got enough dice. If you have 4 players, you may want to invest in some additional dice and more cards. So there you go. That is Guards of Traitor's Toll. In the video description below, I will put a link to 1 or 2 playthrough videos so that you can go watch it being played. I'm not ready yet. As you can see, I have a lot of miniatures to paint up. Now, you won't want to add the cards from this set to that set until you get the townsfolk painted up, because I suspect some of the cards in here point to new townsfolk that you may not necessarily have on the tabletop if you're just playing with the core box. But can't wait to play it. I am real excited to get these things painted and glued up, and so as soon as I do, I will start playing it, and I will hopefully very soon, within the next few weeks or so, I will have some playthrough videos ready for you. All right, that's all I got. This is Jim the Tabletop Engineer. Thanks for joining me on this unboxing of Guards of Traitor's Toll. I'll be back in a week with a playthrough video, but I may shoot some videos of me painting up the miniatures. But again, as soon as I can get them done, I will get a game up as a video for you to watch and see if maybe this game is for you. All right, that's all I got. I'll see everybody in a week. Everybody, take care.
Check out the new RPG and Wargame newsletter. Each week, the Tabletop Engineer shares news, products, Kickstarters, and much more related to the gaming hobby. It's free to subscribe, so check out the link in the video description below to sign up.